Okay. How's everyone doing today? Okay. Alright, mic check's working good. David Blaine, good to see you. Yeah, I had a busy morning, and then Akai's league's already going on to the second, so I'm about to join the third. They're about to start. They'll be ready soon. I was doing some sparring matches, Vanessa sparring matches with Blurring. Had a lot of fun with that. I'm having fun playing Vanessa, but it is hard not knowing her not knowing her actual move list. A lot of characters' move lists in VF kind of follow a certain template about there's a logic to where things are placed, and she does kind of follow the logic, but her move list is very specialized. So she has a lot of moves that are very short range, and then a lot of moves that are long range. Not as much mid range when it comes to her defense stance. So a lot of times I tend to do stuff that's way too short range, and it's okay, I gotta remember that move is mapped into that input, and so it's tricky, but it's a lot of fun. She's a very fun character to play. That said, let's see. I know the audio's good there, so I'm gonna go back and set this to Akai's again. Or I'll set my phone to it. No, I can't. Let's see. But I need to watch Akai so I know what's going on. If they're opening the room yet. Oh, they are. The room is open. Okay. It's always good to get a good variety into your play. That said, League is a lot of variety. So one of the tricks about working on League is understand that. Alright. Hey, how's everybody doing?
Yeah, how's it going, JJ?
Going good. Well. Sorry about that. I've had a busy morning, but just a lot of stuff suddenly, and then had no time to message you guys. So I apologize for that.
But no worries, no worries.
Thanks for being nice enough to let me back onto the podcast.
No, you're fired. You're fired.
But I did have fun. Practicing some mirror matches while League 2 was going. So good stuff. Good times. Yeah. So how's everything going in the leagues today? Setsuna, did you just win the second one? I didn't check the scoreboard.
Oh no, that was KR.
Okay, who?
Yeah, ANR for the Koboku appearance I keep talking about, who's very strong Yomi.
Yes. Yeah, I like him a lot, so I'm glad that he's joining us, He's probably very spoiled by having offline, right? But,
Yes, we actually have a debate on how much an online help learn the game and stuff. I'm glad that he participated.
Everyone knows that I sincerely believe online helps a lot. I feel like I'm fast as hell offline because of online, because it forces you to read the situation a lot, and it forces you to be faster, even though it's playing a little slower. But that's the reason it forces you to play a lot faster, playing online. That is. But yeah. That said, the thing that I learn when I'm at offline and I'm teaching new people how to play is that how much I have to really, really, really teach people about buffering, and really drilled into that. And then I got to give them drills for them to see why they should buffer. Because if you don't buffer, online's harder. If you buffer, online's easier. And it might not feel that way at first, especially as you're learning. But online.
We're winning one more open league. And after that, we'll do the team battle.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's kind of like when you're teaching people how to evade, that's when they kind of learn how buffering works, because that's a case where you kind of realize you could have inputted the evade way earlier, because you were when you were at minus, and then it works, right? And that teaches people to realize that no, VF has got a buffering system where you can input ahead of time. So, but if you don't buffer, both online, offline, let's say you're playing offline and you're not buffering, you might actually feel like the game's lagging offline because you're late and your opponent's always early, because if they're buffering, they're playing frame tight. or they're playing as frame tight as they can with the move they use, you know. So yeah. So, but once you're buffering and once you're used to playing with understanding that online's a lot stronger, and online is great. Online's really good. But also, no offline scene that I know of has the player diversity that you have online. That's like, it's obvious, it's kind of obvious, but it can't be understated. Can't be overstated. I get to fight against quite a few Akiras online. I don't get to fight many Akiras offline. I get to fight more L-Blaze lately online. I don't get to fight them much offline. You know. That said, what are you guys up? Are there any topics? I know that anything we wanted to cover that hasn't been covered yet?
We just went over a little bit about Evo next weekend, and there's also the Dark Society martial arts tournament and online tournament for Japan. Awesome. But nothing right now that I could think of to talk about. But I actually had to run some errands right now in the house.
Okay, no problem.
So so right now there's 4. This is the 4th match, and so after 4 matches, I'll start up the 3rd league. But I just need to check on some things at the house. So, all right, I'll be right back, guys.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, so I want to stress because people seen me online a lot of people tend to think I'm an online player. My local scene knows I'm very much an offline player. And I'm a person who skipped about 6 years of online play. Like, I avoided online for 6 years. And I have deep regrets about that because there's a lot of matchups that I had to spend the last 2 years learning. And so the thing is that I think the state of online is way better than it was before. Because 10 years ago, a lot of people were playing with Wi-Fi. Now, like in this league, only maybe... not really many people, maybe only 1 a week at most is playing Wi-Fi. Most players are playing like wired, and that's a huge difference. It's radically different from 10 years ago. Similarly, this game, in my opinion, plays really good VF online. It's not the same exact VS as offline, but it's really good. And I gotta change my character, so... because I was messing around with mirror matches earlier. And that's okay, I'll lose my spot, that's fine. But I do want to state that I will say online, some people think there's lag when they're not buffering, but if you play offline, you'll know that if you're not buffering, you're kind of already lagged. Because reactions are great, but this game lets you buffer, and because this game lets you buffer, you can actually play super frame tight, super consistently, even without the best reflexes in the world. You just have to input a little earlier. And so you have to train yourself to see the situations earlier in this game. Whether you're playing online or offline, that's true. It's just that online lets you do stuff like, one of the biggest skills you can have in VF as you get better, as you get to know the move list more, as you get comfortable with what you see, is to actually kind of like, for example, a low punch. If you're looking at the low punch, I can see that low punch long before that low punch hits. I don't need to hit check my opponent's low punch. I just need to see that they're crouching and that they've got this generic animation of a low punch. And so I already know that that low punch is happening, so my brain is already processing how to deal with it. I know if I'm going to block or if I'm going to get hit by it usually. And that's why, but is it perfect? It's not perfect, because sometimes you can be distracted. Sometimes you have another thing in mind, and you just, so you don't expect your opponent to go 2 low punches in a row. Trust me, if you think 2 low punches in a row is an online tactic, I'm going to tell you, it's an offline tactic even in Japan. And it works. It works because, at the high level, it works because people start trying to use movement. They start using things to kind of create the opponent, try to create openings by having the opponent overextend, right? And to do that, you kind of use movement instead of an attack or a throw. and you just kind of like try to get your opponent to hang themselves. Um, when you're doing that, like the double low punch tends to kind of mess you up. and so it looks scrubby, but even in Japan you'll see the double low punch have its role, you know. And that's because it's very fast move. It's got a very little stun. You have to respond to it so fast, and so just understand that like the failure to punish it is like, even if you play offline, you'll find yourself getting hit by the double low punch. But if I'm alert that that's happening, if I'm like playing really sharp and we're definitely fighting up close, then yeah, it doesn't fly through there. So it's more about the opponent's mindset. So for me, the double low punch doesn't work much on me until we're kind of playing more of a mid-range game and moving around. But if we're playing a fast-paced exchange, like an inboxing fight, then double low punch doesn't work there. And that's because that's about what the opponent's conditioned to and what they're prepared for. But yeah. But however, suddenly backdash is very powerful. When the opponent is obsessed with the close range, backdash is strong. Yeah. This is a good warm-up. Very good. Yeah. Numbers is prepared.
Numbers is very prepared for you. I got my money on numbers.
Oh, you should. This is like my first non-mirror match of the day. And I'm also chatting on the stream, so it's good. But numbers is amazing, so look at that. Completely prepared. I cannot do generic responses. Yeah, I've been having so much fun playing like offline twice a week, online twice a week. What I can tell you is I don't have, like, our scene doesn't yet at the moment have, like, you know, super strong Lei. So, but that doesn't matter because I get to fight numbers online. And everything you need to know to fight Lei also, you know, you can do everything you need to fight anyone you can do online. So, what was your question?
Is LD Wells too far away from you guys?
I mean, I can drive 3.5 hours to him, yeah. It's 3.5 hours. And then 7 hours out of my day. But LD Wells is an awesome Lei player. I really love fighting him. Offline and online. And, you know, it's just that our hours don't line up. But he's such a good guy. And he is a strong player. Very good game numbers. I had a lot of fun. Final round, I was just trying to think about the chat, but that's what it's for. That warmed me up pretty good, and I really like numbers. Is a very like calculating player, so you gotta. So with him, it's not even about reaction speed. It's just simply about thinking about the options that are going to happen, you know. And it's really important to play that way. If you buffer, it's a lot easier. If you don't buffer, and you're relying on, like, if you're just forcing yourself not to buffer, you make it hard for yourself in this game. And it might seem weird, but once I do teach people offline, the cool thing is offline we've been teaching players, like even this past week we had 3 completely brand new, never touched VF before players, right? And then on top of that we had a 4th player that we had taught a little bit before, and we got to teach more again. Every we have like 2 sessions a week, and we do them where the Street Fighter sessions are happening, and we end up picking up quite a few players. We actually pick up a lot of Guilty Gear players, because a lot of them are kind of used to labbing. They're not intimidated by frame data, and they're not intimidated by numeric notation. So they kind of they've been looking at VF for a while, for a lot of them. And so it's been really cool to have that. Then we have a lot of Street Fighter players too. And we have like a lot of newer people that like Street Fighter 6 is their first fighting game, and now they're hungry for more fighting games. So that's been like really awesome. So like no joke.
Sorry. I'm sorry, excuse me. I just want to make sure. Do you know how many matches have gone by already?
I do not. I think 3. 2 or 3. So it was about 2 or 3.
Alright, so I think we'll say we just have 2 more matches remaining after this one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Alright.
And I'll be right back. I think I'll be able to play in the 3rd league. So, alright.
Awesome.
Alright. Alright, 2 more matches and then I'll begin the last league. Alright, sorry.
Alright, so what are people talking about? There's that set. But yeah, no, I'm loving these Sundays. These leagues have made me a much stronger player, and similarly, and then the sessions that I have on stream have definitely made me a stronger player as well. All VF is good VF, and as far as I'm concerned, but they're all different challenges that work different skill sets. The online really forces you to assess the situation early when you get to the high level. At the lower level, it definitely teaches you a lot of really basic stuff, because at that level, if you're losing at the lower level, lag has nothing to do with it, unless your connection's really terrible. A lot of times it's just knowing your options is enough. But it's just that VF has a lot of options, so there's a lot of learning curve. But I will say this: if you feel like it's that you're late on stuff, if you studied stuff in the lab and it's not working, there's a combination of factors, but typically both online and offline. One is buffering is going to reduce that happens, and that's why it's really important to do it. But 2, this game is very mental stack. This game, because you have so many options and the situations are so open most of the time, right? Some of the people that complain are complaining because they wish there was more like punish on block, and this game just doesn't have that much punish on block. It has a lot of punish on evade, but even that is really tricky situation to know, and really hard. And evade situation, like evade checking, is very difficult, because the frame data going into the evade affects the frame data coming out of the evade, and that means it's a very dynamic situation. You can kind of generalize it and do it on feel, but it takes a lot of experience to do that on feel. But again, beginners are not playing the crazy evade game that the advanced level is playing. The advanced level, there's a lot going on the evades. But when you're a beginner, if you're feeling like you're just late on stuff, again, 1 is buffer, 2 is mental stack, meaning I can distract you with a set of moves, like putting a lot of pressure on you, and then suddenly I can ease off the pressure, and that will totally mess with you. That can mess you up because of the fact that you're just not used to suddenly we're fighting mid-range. And then similarly, we can fight a lot of mid-range, and suddenly I go up close and start playing high speed on you. And if you weren't ready for it, you're going to probably play slow for just a bit until you recover until you find your footing. But then again, by the time that you find your footing, spacing out can mess you up. Okay, so on my stream, somebody just asked about learning the matchup and evades, etc. It's this game actually you learn generally. You want to learn this game in a very general sense first. So at the very beginning, it's boxing. I can't do that with numbers because his game is built around punishing you for doing low punch, but generally in most fights, you'll see the way that I box people. And that is like the first fundamentals to teach people in VF. Lei Fei has just a way to go about it because Lei Fei is designed to, right? This low punch game that we just did is part of it, right? I just like low punched him back, right? And so like, so this high jab, elbow, low punch, and throw is actually the first core basics to learn in VF with almost any character, right? And that move will definitely wreck a lot of stuff I do. If we're ever in, like, if I do an approach game, that move will mess me up because I'll move forward, and if I attack, he'll just catch me with it. It's a really powerful thing Lei Fei does.
It's a good too.
Yep. And that's a trap too. Like, I fell for that trap. He knew that he was going to get the ground hit, and then I'm going to want a rising attack, and so he spaced it out. And that is a general strategy for a general tactic for Okizeme is to zone out. And that low will always get me because that situation I'm side turn, I'm thinking I'm trying to block the mid, and that low is so good. It's like he got a full good sized combo there. That's a side situation. The thing about Lei Fei though, Lei Fei messes with this equation because Lei Fei is very much a knowledge character. I mean, they give him trade-offs, so they at the price of being tricky, certain stuff is a lot harder for him to do on a fundamental level.
Yeah, I'm back. I think this is the last match, and we started that last league of the day.
All right, sounds good. But I will say that for a whole year's worth of play, this game is more about the general VF play as opposed to the character matchup. But there are small details that you do need to know even as a beginner about the matchups. But for the most part, you want to strengthen like your basics on VF. Really awesome game numbers. Thanks so much. Had a lot of fun. Thanks for listening to my lecture while trying to spar. But yeah. Anyways, everyone have a good league.
Go and begin the last league for the day, and after the last league, we'll do a team battle. We got 8 people. Should last about 20 to 25 minutes.
All right, we are going to do. Okay, I can read my chat now. No problem, Herf. If you ever want to, you can ask me questions while we're doing this too, because now I can talk about stuff. Because I'm not on the podcast now. During League, we go our separate ways, so I can talk about any topic. By the way, good to see you again. I hope you've been doing well. I'm doing really good. If I'm sounding rushed, it's because I'm like dropped into the podcast late, that was my fault, or I got busy. But I'm doing really good. Space Time is an awesome friend. I'm glad that I've got a Jeffrey locally that I can fight. It's but VF is very system first, because a lot of the answers that you're gonna find are very system based. And it's important to know that too. The exceptions are mainly Lei Fei and Vanessa, and then after that, kind of I put it. And then after that, let's see, Leifei, Vanessa, Shun is in that category too, where you kind of have to just kind of like you're going to be forced to learn matchups with those three. And then when it comes to, I'm trying to think of the fourth character. All right, I'm gonna get wrecked by Space Time because I can't lecture. I can't lecture and fight. Space Time is very strong now, which is great. Aoi kind of like actually. Only because she's got reversals, but her reversal game can be beaten on a fundamental level too. The thing is, you have to understand that she's trying to do defense when she should be on offense. Like she's doubling down on her defense if she's using reversals too much. You have high, mid, low, and her reversals are going to cover high or mid or low. And then yeah, she's got a stance that will cover mid and high, but then she's like super open to throws. Like to do that stance and then do a throw escape is way too hard. And so because of that, throws are kind of free. Alright, good game. So also watch how I use like low punch in the throw. It's a really big important thing. In VF, you gotta understand that your low punch, what it gives you is low punch doesn't give you a combo, right? Like Street Fighter. Street Fighter low punch can give you a combo. Low kick definitely, light kick does. And then of course mid kick and mid punch are kind of like your basic pokes that go into bigger combos, right? That's Street Fighter. But in Virtua Fighter, low punch, it gives you really good initiative, good advantage, and with that, there's nothing guaranteed, but you get to dictate the match a bit when you hit them with a low punch, because then you get to decide like whether you're going to do an attack or a throw. And that depends on what you think the opponent will do. If the opponent's going to attack, then you should attack, because with advantage, your attack wins. I do, yes. Chanchai, I think Saint Chanchai, but if you look up Chanchai and Virtua Fighter, you'll find me. You'll find my channel. I post all of my streams there, and I also post a lot of content about arcade sticks and like arcade parts. But yeah, lots of match videos there. Lots of lectures too. Thanks a lot. Alright, I gotta fight very strong against Akai. It's a little late. Good. Alright. Oh, thank you. No, I appreciate it. Alright, I gotta stop. I gotta focus. Very good. Alright. Let's see. I'm definitely not winning today. It would be a really shock to me if I win League today. That's punished. With Pi, you do have to you have to not like buffer super fast. Like if you're not even trying to buffer, you won't punish her because she has very little stun on some of the moves that are punishable. Good game, Akai. Good game. Alright, I'm gonna read the chat now. Taka. Okay, so Taka is funny. No, Pi is very advanced. I'll say Pi is an advanced character. She's basic in VF1. She's basic in VF2, but no, she's a disruptive character. So like Leon, you gotta use her tool set very like careful, kind of with understanding. So Taka is a funny one because Taka is not that you have to know the matchup more. I mean, you have to know that some combos are not going to work, but then he has other things that combo. Like, there are other combos you'd use against him, so that part is matchup. But at the core level of Taka is an extreme version of the basics of VF. The opponent of Taka needs to get comfortable with what we call force 2 choice. That's when I keep saying do a mid or do a throw. That's because you're like, I'm going to get advantage, big advantage, and I'm going to do either a mid attack because it's going to beat whatever attack he's going to do if he decides to attack. But if I think he's going to defend, like he's going to block or he's going to sidestep, I'm going to throw him. Taka is an extreme version of everybody needs to play that game, including Taka's opponent. Because Taka cannot fuzzy guard, which is like the hack that you use to avoid that guessing game. And you do that at small disadvantage. Taka's range for it is like worse. Like, if Taka is, for any character, if they're like -5 or they're -4, they can fuzzy guard, which is doing this, right? That crouch dash into a standing guard is a fuzzy guard. Okay? I'm trying to duck throws, I'm trying to block mid attacks. That's what I'm trying to do when I do that. Like, I'm trying to incidentally do that, and on top of that, I get to duck under high attacks, right? So that's why you see me. That's why you see me sometimes will do it just in neutral, right? That was good. Because he chose to do a high attack, that one, right? Why do we say mid? When I say mid attacks all the time in the mix-up, why am I talking about mids? It's because mid attacks can't be crushed, right? Like, by crush, in Tekken terms, crush means like you're going to use like a crouching attack to duck under a high and beat the high attack. But you can also do like a hop attack like this move, and this will beat a low, right? It will override the low attack. That's what we meant by crush, right? Mid attacks can't really be crushed. They can be reversal, they can be parried. Good game, Silverbolt. They can be reversal, they can be parried, but they can't be hopped over, they can't be ducked under. The mid's gonna win. And because of that, mids just beat, if there's advantage, with advantage, if my mid attack hits first, it generally wins against any attack you do, right? And so I have to decide, I have to guess, are you going to try to attack me even though you got hit and you're at disadvantage, or are you going to try to throw me, or are you going to try to just block and defend? My attack will beat your attack attempts. If you try to throw me, it's a bad time to try to throw when you got hit. It's kind of risky to throw because attack will beat you, and the throw, you'll lose throw versus throw as well. So there's got to be a very specific intention for doing a throw from a disadvantage like that. Yeah, I hope that makes sense. But Taka is an extreme version of, lots of times both characters have to be forced to kind of do a mid attack or do a throw, and you want to buffer it. And if you do that, Taka has a trouble time because he needs more frames to crouch under a throw. Yeah, it gets very technical. I'll just say that Taka is extreme basics, but it's scary because it's high damage extreme basics. Well, I didn't list any characters as really basic. I listed characters that were not basic, right? So the characters that are not basic, Vanessa, Lei Fei, Shun. Taka is technically extreme on the basics. Go is super basics. Go is a wonderful character as a beginner because it teaches you all of the standard situations and you have good options for all of them. You don't have as many. Jackie is powerful. Jackie is incredibly good and has incredibly good basics. Yeah. Jean is good. Jean is only slightly a little complicated, but not too. Like John is a great star. The truth is that in this game, you should play any character you like. So if the question is who should I play, whoever is giving you the most fun. However, if you do play Vanessa, that will mess with your basics. If you play Lei Fei, that will it will postpone your basics. It's not bad. It's totally fine to play them, but you might get confused like you might be missing out on some of the logic in situations because Lei Fei and Vanessa counter the normal situations. That's what they do. They counter like the normal game. Yeah, but I'm just saying there's only 3 characters that will mess with your basics. Everybody else has to do the basics in some form or another. But even like Lei Fei, I can teach you the basics. It's just that like you're gonna realize that the stuff that he does that's abnormal is what will work at a low level for quite a while. All right, I gotta focus too because Condor can counter my style. Because it is Lei Fei. But Go is a very good character because of the focus on basics. It's all good. I've already given up on the idea that I'm going to win this league, so I'll go ahead and lecture while we play. Because it's a lot of fun. I'm having a lot of fun doing this. But it does hurt my pride a little. Jeffrey is good. It's tricky. Yes. There's good things in... What he does is he counters intermediate play. And he's really good. So Jeffrey will teach you strong basics, yes. He will really teach you strong basics. Because you have to... yeah, he will. Wolf is really good at teaching basics. Oh my god. Wolf is a really good character. If you want a heavy character, there's a lot that you can learn with Wolf. And he will reward you for making very simple decisions. Really good game, Condor. Good game. Yeah, so the thing with Wolf lacks lows, but the lows that he does have are decent, but it's not about lows with him. Like, and in fact, using lows too much is a very bad habit in VF. And the reason is simply because risk and reward. So in any fighting game, in any video game, any board game that you play, risk and reward are always important concepts that you have to understand to be good at games. What is the risk? What's the reward for making a decision or doing an action? And when you compare two different options, it is better to look at the risk and the reward. But there's other things that factor into decisions too. But good risk and reward it will always be a good thing. All right, Zaytigi's gonna wreck me too. Good to see you, my friend. Man, I love that. This is so much fun. Alright. Zaytigi's gonna really wreck me if I'm not careful. I love it. right, that second kick is mid. Okay. That was so good. So good, Zaytigi. Really good. I'm going to lose this game. Ah, that was a messed up situation. Really good game, Zaytigi. That was so much fun. That was a lot of fun. Alright, so what were we chatting about? Okay. Yeah. So you want good basics. I mean, Jackie definitely... No, it was a really good fight. Zaytigi is a good opponent. And so I had a lot of fun. Like I said, right now, my mindset is not one that's going to be winning this league today. I'm still just, like, groggy. I'm not a morning person, so... I'm on the West Coast, so we're at about 1:29. It's pretty much morning for me. Yep. Hey, you did awesome. That was a really good match, Zaytigi. Thank you. I really enjoyed it. We got to keep fighting. So good. So good. Good round numbers. Good round. I thought it was +6 there, but +6, yeah, that should have worked. I guess it's, I didn't buffer. Alright, I'm losing this. Good game numbers. Alright, so, let's see. Yeah, learning, okay, so VF has got very strong learning curve. But I think it's a lot of fun while learning it. I think, look, even at a high level, there's still all kinds of stuff we learn because there's so many options in so many situations. And, seriously, this game doesn't stop giving. But the basics, the fundamentals is understanding the system. It's understanding that attack beats throw, unless throw is guaranteed, right? But we're not talking about guaranteed situations. Attack beats throw. So even if, like, let's say throws execute at about 10 frames. Let's say I'm -9 and the opponent chooses to throw me and I buffer an attack. So I know that when I recover, my character will do an attack. And that will be 1 frame before the throw connects. The attack beats the throw. And that's really important for understanding VF. Is that the attack beats throw. However, throws in this game are very high damage. And because of that, they totally punish people for just defending. So if you turtle in this game, your opponent can just throw you. Similarly, we were talking about low attacks, and we were talking about risk and reward. Here's how that works. In Virtua Fighter, low attacks, they have a strength. The strength of low attack is that people don't want to block low, right? People usually want to block mid by the time the attack comes. And people want to escape throws and they want to attack throws. And in this game, those are kind of things they want to do against throws. Ducking a throw they want to do, but incidentally as a fuzzy guard, but then they want to be able to block any mid or high that comes because the mid and the highs have high damage. The low attacks in this game are designed with low reward. They typically don't give you much damage. They typically do not combo much. and a lot of times you're at a disadvantage even when you hit with a low. So lows in this game are like this game's version of chip damage, and that's fine because sometimes you need chip damage to win. But in this game, they're just chip damage. Is that guaranteed? I tried to evade. That's right. In this game, I gotta evade early. Alright, good game, Setsuna. That was a lot of fun. Yeah, so, keep asking. I'll keep the stream up, too. But yeah, Lao. Lao is strong basics. He's very difficult character. Lao's strengths are whiff punish. You do have to get very good basics. He's definitely a character you want to reward basics. I like Lao a lot, but I do think he's a bit harder, but he's also a good character. He's very popular in Japan, more than in the US, but I like him. But he is very linear. It's just more, not so much complicated. He's actually kind of simple, but the things he excels at typically require a stronger, like being sharper, you know, and so good. Congratulations, numbers. I'm gonna go back up to the podcast. We'll be right back. Hey,
Alright, thanks again, everyone. I'll make a new move for Team Battle for those that want to participate. It'll be the same passcode 0730.
Okay, so new room. All right.
Same passcode. 155. Streaming player. I think everything's set correctly. Teaming. Yeah. Randomized. Yeah. Okay.
I might be able to play, it might not. So,
Okay.
I'll see. Depends on how many people are playing. Oh, Jesus. If it's going to be a quick team, yes. If it's going to get earlier, probably.
Okay. So if we get 6 people, that should be at most 5 matches. So that'd be 20 minutes. Yeah. So half an hour. If it's just 4 people, then the agent is a lot shorter. Alright, so we let 5 matches go by here. Be right back. Is head on field or see is that a player that played in the last league? No, that's Zaytigi, right? I think head on field is Zaytigi. Hey, thanks for joining Silverbolt. Hey, thanks coming back for blurring. Hopefully, you see you got your lunch snack, so you feel top left team bow. Top right, bottom left. Yeah, so one thing is that when you guys do play the team bow, if there is a issue where when we start the match and you don't see the team match green label at the very top or that team bow screen, let me know. It has happened twice where somebody was in the team match room and they press A buttons, and so basically the game won't progress. I think maybe Chad might have his mic so shut off.
No, I'm right here.
Oh, okay.
I didn't want to interrupt you. But I'm here. Yeah. But I was answering someone's question on my stream too in keyboard chat. So.
Okay.
Yeah. So I am here, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. But I had a lot of fun in that last league. I don't want to say I'm not warmed up because there are some things I'm sharp on, but my mind is not there completely.
Yeah,
but I'm having a lot of fun. But I'm also having fun like lecturing on the stream and chatting away. So right now I'm kind of playing like in that mindset, but it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's one thing that I still have to learn is I still have difficulty trying to host and stream while focusing on matches. It's a skill that needs to be learned, which I'm getting better at.
It's a fun skill, but I think you are getting better at it. But I really like the match that you and I fought. Really well thought out responses on your part, and it was giving me a hard time. I had a lot of fun.
One thing I noticed is that as I try to get better in the game, fastest timing and things is it's good that should be a fundamental skill that everyone should build. Is being able to do everything with fastest timing. But as you play, I guess stronger players and stuff, sometimes it's better to just be patient and delay stuff, like slow down.
Right. So the point about buffering is not about you being the fastest though. The point about buffering is that if you can't do it, you're missing a severe skill set. And you're making people's weak slower options that are more damaging than the fast options stronger. And so it's one of those things where you're gonna hit like a brick if you don't do those things. I'm not saying buffer all the time. I'm saying understand how it works and be able to do it. Right? That's a big difference. You don't have to always do it, but if you're not doing it, like, you're gonna be late on a lot of stuff, and you're not gonna know why. And it's a big gap, but you're also gonna misassess this game too. You're gonna think like you might blame lag when it's not lag, but it's you. And it's like so just be able to buffer.
So yeah, one thing is people understand the game system. With lag that was causing your moves to not come out as expected. versus is just your input execution.
Yeah. Like, but yeah, like when you're playing, but also when you're playing online, actually buffering is like becomes even more critical. Like, not being able to buffer, you're gonna lose a lot of situations you probably wouldn't have lost otherwise. Um, you know, but it's also with understanding the game. In your case, being patient, yes, is definitely a skill. I don't include you in the group of people that don't know how to buffer. I'm talking about at a very basic beginner level. Like, like you're
Yeah.
like, I can evade.
Aiming for what you were talking
but
about
it's
earlier.
also like you will
I
never.
was just reflecting on my own journey as I play.
Well, I 100% agree with what you're saying though, because this game is very deep, and there's many approaches. Like, the blessing of having many options in every single situation, many answers for whatever your opponent's doing. Your opponents have many answers for what you are doing. It's a real blessing. The curse of it is that it gets tricky to learn to sort what works better for you and what doesn't work better for you. That's the challenge when it comes to learning VF, right? Because it's like it's having like the curse of having so many options. But the game becomes so deep because of it. And so things like being good at delay is very strong against me. It's true. Delay attacks are very powerful, but to really get stronger, to be as strong as you can with delay attacks, you should learn about also buffering, right? Just like eventually Vanessa players need to learn why opponents like to do Nitaku. Now, she should do Nitaku herself, but she doesn't have to with some of her move list. She could for a while cruise on not doing that stuff, but eventually she needs to learn it because one, her damage would increase if she learns how to do it, and two, she'll understand her opponent's decision making if she understands that the force 2 choice, you know. But that's where a lot of the Vanessa players that I've been working with do get frustrated, right? Is because they hit this wall and they're not, and they also say like what the opponent does makes no sense, when it's kind of the inverse. It's like everybody feels like Vanessa's the character that doesn't make sense. Right? She makes a lot of sense in her own way, but her game, like just like Leifei, her game counters the normal VF flow. And Leifei does that too. And so you just, at some point, you want to learn the normal VF flow. You know? Like, eventually she will want to, if she wants to, become an advanced level like Vanessa, you know? So, but it's just all in baby steps and all in time, you know, and you just take it a bit at a time. You do it.
Alright. Okay, finish your thought.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, but it's good stuff. But also, really quick, like, yeah, fast, slow, they all work. Strings, no strings, both work in this game. But strings, at a high level play, strings open up just because if your opponent starts doing a lot of, like, trying to do a lot of guessing on each move, strings suddenly create a big threat for them. And then similarly, we're talking about like again speed and delay, but also optimal damage, like going for damage as your metric or speed. That's when people are trying to min max and be optimal, and that's good. But sometimes what you need in your situation is just something that stops your opponent's flowchart, and sometimes it's a simple thing like low punch that does that. So, and if you stop their flowchart, you will slow your opponent's thinking down. You know. Because now they have to. Now that's what your game does, right? Your game is like, I'll do this thing that's going to kind of cut off two of Chanchai's options, and that's exactly what Setsuna's Akira does. Is like when he chooses to do the hop kick, it's because it's covering a lot of the options I like to do, and so you're going to see me slow down as a result because I'm like, the stuff I'm doing is not working. You know, sometimes you just need that answer. Yeah.
Alright, we have 2 more matches before we begin the team battle. Right now we have 7 people. If we have an 8th person, that would make an even number, and we'll put one like that. If not, if it's a 7, then I could just skip my turn.
No. If it's 7, I'm already late. I'll get you guys on the first turn.
Okay.
And, yeah. I'll see you guys next weekend or over the week, if possible.
All right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
See you
Thanks
next
for
week.
putting this in. Yeah. Later, Satsuna.
Thanks for everything, Setsuna. Big hugs to you and the lady.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. All right, so we have 6 players now, so that's even. So I'll be in. If not, if we do get someone else who want to join play, feel free to do so. Don't worry if it's our number. I can always just step out.
Sounds good. This is going to be a very, very fun team battle. And I'm glad that Blurring joined us for this team battle. A lot of fun.
Yeah, he considers in the first open league and then skip out on the second and third.
Yep, that's
and
fine
then,
to do.
Join back for team. So yeah, that's a main benefit of the playing ace.
Yep.
Several hour sessions and I'll play where you can, take a break, snack, run the errands, and come back to play again.
As I say, it's good to like get some VF, get some lunch, get some more VF. You know. Now for me, I don't want to go have a lunch break because I want to help. I like being on the chat portion. So sorry that I couldn't come earlier today, though. Thank you very much.
No worries. We have each other back, right? So
yes, but I will be gone for 2 to 3 weeks.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to Thailand for almost a month. So yeah.
That'd be fun.
It's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be a true vacation.
Do you have your date yet?
Yeah, August 10th I'll be back like on the 25th. So yeah. So August 10th through the 25th.
August 10th to 25th. Okay.
Yeah, because of the budget stuff. There's so many things I want to get from Evo. Like I want to have friends help me get from Evo, but this year I don't think so. The budget's gone to Japan and to Thailand. You know, so.
See if there's actually a VF scene in Thailand.
I do know VF players in Thailand, yeah, but more like players that since like VF4. But I am gonna meet with one of them when I'm there. We did used to do quite a bit. You can do popcorn, Arya. All right. So we did do, I used to play with quite a few players in VF in Thailand as well. And very strong, actually, because the main guy, T5, also from St. Louis. He went to college in St. Louis during the Tekken tag days. He was, in the US, he was a top Tekken tag competitor. But the St. Louis legend during the VF3 and VF4 days, Sumeragi, who taught Sho and STL Tim and quite a few other players. Sumeragi also taught T5. T5 was part of the crew with Sho. And T5 is a person I always visit every time I go to Thailand. But he is busy. Right now he's vice president at a Japanese bank that operates in Thailand. Or like he's VP at a certain portion of the operations, like in Thailand. And so he's going to Japan like a lot, and so he doesn't play fighting games anymore. But we love hanging out. But he still loves them, and his main game was Tekken, but he fell in love with VF4. And Sho and Sumeragi really got him into Virtua Fighter. But again, that was also that period where I told you that there was a lot of people that were like Tekken tag players, and Tekken 4 was not really their game, but they latched on to VF4. Yeah. So. But the legacy of St. Louis Virtua Fighter is a wonderful one. It's filled with many colorful characters.
Very colorful. Yeah,
many different flavors, many different flavors, many different colors. It's an awesome. It really is an awesome history. So, and St. Louis has like a similar role in board gaming too. So, and baseball. So,
yes, baseball's good.
Yeah. St. Louis just has the hobbies. All right.
Team out now.
Let's see what teams we get.
Hopefully, let's begin. Alright, let's see what's the team. If VF Numbers is on my team. No, he's not. Hopefully his 5 wins in the intermission has tired him out. Alright, Civil, let's do this.
Go ahead, Silverbolt. You come in there. I'm cheering for you. Team Silverbolts, Akai, and Chanchai. Team numbers blurring. Quasi B has got like no. They're like, we need representation on the stream, on the podcast. All right, not bad. That was good. Blurring is a tough customer. Hang in there. Hang in there. We're cheering for you, Silverbolt.
Yep, just go for the.
Very good.
Don't worry so much. Just go for the focus on the each guess.
Very good flow. Good options.
Oh, circular here. Nice try.
All right, good game. It was a good game, Silverbolt. Thank you very much for your efforts and your fight. All right, Akai. Do you?
Right.
Which role do you want? Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'll take it.
Okay,
you're
awesome.
you're definitely the captain anchor.
Okay, but right now I think Numbers has got a good. Well, Numbers and I've been going back and forth, but I think I give Numbers an edge right now.
We're playing against two Vanessas. Quasi.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
Neutral.
That was a really good round, though. That was a really good round. I like that option very much.
Alright.
Alright, way to go, Kai. Awesome round.
GG player. You know, I think that's my first win in team battle after winning this.
Good job. You did an awesome. You did an awesome job there. But every single one of your opponents has been really strong in team battle. And I think your record's better than mine now. No. I think I've got just like one or
No,
something.
you won a couple of matches, I remember.
Okay. Oh, that's right. I wasn't.
I'm now not the one that needs to be carried all the time. I can help a little bit with our team.
All right, here we go. Quasi V versus Akai.
Quasi-V. It's a different type of Vanessa player.
I really like Quasi V's Vanessa. It's really cool too. We have like a really good diverse mix of Vanessa players. Like their styles of player.
Mm-hmm.
Quasi V really has their own style.
rounds.
Round 2. Ready, go!
Oh.
Just want to shout out to Herv. Thank you very much for your company on my stream. Really appreciate it, and always feel free to send me a message anytime you like, even on Discord. Always happy to answer any questions you got about Virtua Fighter.
Oh, messed up. Oh, am I dead? Yeah.
That was an excellent round, though. Excellent round by both players. Quasby, you're on the enemy's team, but I wanted to say that was a good round.
Hey, GG's
Oh, that was an intense battle. Good game. Come on, Akai, do the 3-0 sweep. Cheering for you.
Numbers, hopefully he's tired out from all those wins. Come on.
Round 1. Ready, go!
Oh, it's good like that. Okay.
Round 2.
Alright.
Ready, go!
That was an intense round. Keep it up.
Round 3. Ready, go!
Oh, messed up. Oh, lucky me. Lucky me.
Nice recovery.
Yay. Oh, I'm sorry.
Excellent spacing that round, though. Excellent spacing.
Don't jinx myself. Don't jinx myself.
Round 4. Ready, go!
You only live once. Back. Alright, don't let that be a jinx. Let's do this.
You got this.
Round 5. Ready, go!
Forward. The backdash.
That was a really good battle though. Good game,
Right.
good game.
Curious, Chan-Chai.
All right, let's see how this goes. Come on, numbers. That was an awesome battle.
Where's the
Very good game. That's an excellent game.
There's the stamp. Okay, so, let's do the Chan-Chai. Yeah, it's still weird. It's a little bit too early. Guys. Nice.
Nice.
Bam.
Round 2. Ready,
Two more.
Man, that side combo's nasty. Okay, perfect spacing.
Okay.
Just with punish. Okay.
round 3. Ready, go!
Good. Nice. Nice. 1, 2. Awesome, awesome. One more, one more.
Round 4. Ready, go!
Oh my god.
It's okay.
Alright. Final round.
Come on, you got pink slate.
Round 5. Ready, go!
Nice, nice. Good.
Alright, good games.
Yay!
We did it! Yay! Oh, very good games.
This is the problem with this rolling the stamp because I have no idea who I'm trying to find it. Why do you find the stamp at what?
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah, it does the random thing, right? So, like, it randomly places the stamps. Good games, everyone. Thank you very much. Had a lot of fun. That was a very intense battle, numbers.
Alright, thanks for playing also Team Red, Blurry, and Clausibi, and VF Numbers.
Everyone, thank you so much. You guys have a wonderful one. And is there a bi-weekly this week? Is it this week? That's the
No,
bi-weekly?
the bye week is next weekend.
Next
They
weekend.
had it their last weekend, so
Awesome.
yeah. So the next bi-weekly will be next weekend, which is also the EVO and also the Dark Society online tournament in Japan.
Yep. And then
Alright.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're gonna have a fun
are you
Evo
still
party.
streaming? Are you done? Let's see. Is anyone still streaming?
Unfortunately, I'm done for now, but I
But,
wish.
but the next weekend and the second weekend of August, I will not be available, and also, so I won't be hosting the Sunday sessions. I'll check with Chan. But I think the second weekend of August you'll be gone already. It sounds like.
Yeah, but I think so.
I think
But
it's 13th. Yeah. But
but-
I'll check with Chan and Susna to just double check what everyone's schedule is and see if one of them can host the one of the two Sunday sessions. Okay. Let's see. Is Number still streaming, or you're done for it? You say, or are you still streaming, Chan?
no, I'm gonna get to doing some stuff. So yeah.
Okay. All right. Yes, I'll just wait Number to see. If he's still
No, he said don't raid him. He said
Yeah.
not to raid him. Let me see if there's anyone that wanna.
I only see 3 people with Ultimate Showdown streaming, which is us 2 in Number. So
Yeah, Silverbolt is
Alright.
streaming though. Silverbolt is streaming, but I'm not sure how long they're gonna be doing it. But
is he
they're
streaming?
yeah, it's just that they're on games and demos because
Oh, I guess he must put on basic right now.
okay.
Okay.
Oh no, he looks like I think he jumped on straight. Okay.
Okay.
Seffi Black it is. You should raid Seffi Black. Good Tekken player from Europe.
All right. Thanks again, everyone, and I'll keep you guys up to date what's our schedule is likely for the next 2 or 3 weekends.
Alright, everyone have a good one and
Okay, later,
cheers.
Chai.
Later.